Great. Thanks, Jasmin. So overall, the goals for the Columbia River Gorge Learning Collaborative are to first really coach for implementation, to support organizations in their implementation process, and to start drawing out and capitalizing on their strengths and their opportunities. There's quite a bit of knowledge in the area and engagement in the work and commitment to the work. So being able to support that and encourage and coach towards implementation is a great opportunity in our learning collaborative. It also gives a space to provide education. So most of the folks that engage in our learning collaborative have gone through some level of sanctuary model training, but it's always good to brush up on topics and dive in deeper into those issues. And so because the sanctuary model is the main model that we've been implementing in the area, we focus on different aspects of the model and provide more education in that manner. It's also a space where we can facilitate thinking and conversation. Because there are so many different organizations that are involved and that are in the room, we often get a variety of perspectives that sometimes may not otherwise be encountered by certain organizations. So that's a rich environment for conversation. And it's also a space where we can actually practice some of the things that we're committed to. So within the sanctuary model, we're committed to social learning and open communication. It's a great place to actually encounter what that is like to experience and what that is like to participate in actively, so that when we go back to our organization, we have an idea of what it is we're trying to achieve when we practice social learning and open communication and what that actually feels like. It also helps to build community. One of the big goals within the sanctuary model is that we all feel safe to engage and have healthy relationships, and that we build strong community together. So it allows organizations to build community within their individual organization, and then because of the cross-organization and the sectors that are represented in these learning collaboratives, it also allows them to build community across their organizations, which strengthens those organizations and the community as a whole. A lot of connections are made between staff at different organizations, and those organizations, often in the service sectors, share a lot of the same clients. So it helps to build relationships and strengthen and improve the support and the services that we can deliver and the way that we deliver those services in the area. It also allows us space to talk about boots on the ground issues. What are people actually experiencing? And what are things that are going well and what are things that aren't going as well? How can we learn from what did or didn't go well at another location if we're about to maybe teach on the same subject or try the same activities? So that's a great opportunity as well. Jasmin?
Thank you. Again, there are a lot of similarities between the two communities as far as the goals. So a lot of the things that Claire just mentioned that they're working on within their learning collaborative, we're working on in Kansas City within our learning collaborative as well. Again, I just want to highlight the building community piece. I think that's a huge part of the concept of collaboratives. And so one of the cool things that I see when we meet is that that crossover, and after an organization shares what they've been doing or what they're going to do or what they've been working on, another organization says, oh, that sounds awesome, how do we do that within our organization, how can we work together? And that's been really really great to see, and that's definitely one of the goals for the Learning Collaborative. A couple of additional goals within our Kansas City community. We hope that the Learning Collaborative is a place for everyone to also discuss their challenges in their organizations and how to overcome those challenges. One of our topics that we had in November at our first meeting after our kickoff was policies. And so we talked about the SAMHSA principles, and we had time to brainstorm with our teams about what does policy look like through a trauma-informed lens, and how can that apply to my organization. So, you know, from a business standpoint, what does that look like? From a health organization, what does that look like? And that was really great to brainstorm and then to kind of report out to everyone and then get feedback and thoughts and suggestions. And I think the environment that the Learning Collaborative has is excellent for that purpose. Something else that we kind of follow within the Kansas City community and within our Learning Collaborative is we're using the Missouri continuum of trauma-informed care as kind of a guide. So like I said, we aren't using one particular model per se for the Learning Collaborative, but we use that continuum as just kind of where are you at within your organization. We did some organizational self-assessments at the training and kind of talked about that. And so by using that guide, we can use that as kind of some goals for organizations. They can look at that and they can say, okay, are we, you know, trauma aware? Are we trauma sensitive? As they work towards that end goal of hopefully becoming trauma informed. And as we all know, that's not something that just happens overnight. That's a process. And we look at this Learning Collaborative as kind of a stepping stone to becoming trauma informed or on that path to getting to that point. So yeah, some of our goals here in Kansas City.